Welcome, friends. It's Ray. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I am featuring 3 more cards using the February 2021 Hero Arts Monthly Card Kit. This first card is a Slimline card, and I'm starting with the My Favorite Things Sunray stencil and taping that down with painter's tape on the back. I have applied a strip of Post-it tape directly to the panel to section off the top portion, and using ripe persimmon and kitsch flamingo, blending those together for my sun. And now for the reveal. Love it. Heat setting that with my heat tool before I apply additional color. I was going to apply squeezed lemonade, changed my mind, wanted something a little darker, and am using wild honey. And then I'm going to place that Post-it note tape back on so that I don't get color below that line. Once done with that, I'm going to turn my tape around to the dry side and place it over the colored area and leaving just a little bit of a white line beneath the first panel so that I have a white stripe when I'm done. Just, I would say less than 1/8 of an inch, just very thin. So while I'm trying to do a good blend, I'm not trying to do a perfect blend because this will be underneath my shaker elements. With my top Post-it note, again, I'm leaving a small white border underneath that peacock feathers that I just blended. Now I'm blending with Salty Ocean. While this technique is not new, color blocking, I recently saw a post maybe a couple of weeks ago by Yanis Makula that was so pretty, and it inspired this card. I will try to find that. I think it was a Simon Says Stamp post, not sure. If I find it, I will link it below. Here I'm inking the bottom portion of my panel with Vintage Photo. Here again, I'm not concerned with the blending. I just wanted to lay down some brown ink at the bottom of the panel. Now I'm applying my Versamark ink directly to the panel, avoiding my white strip above, and am using the sand embossing powder that came in the kit and will heat emboss that. Important note, start from the back side of your panel because that embossing powder is so thick it will blow if it's not semi-melted from the back first. Then bring your heat tool to the front. Now we're going to use the Hero Arts Infinity wood grain frames dies to make a slimline frame. And I'm using the second of the largest dies. I have die cut it twice and then am going to affix together with some adhesive. You'll notice that I started with a white frame that I've already put together, and I am using that to measure and put together my coral frame. And my frame measures approximately 3¼ by 8 inches. If your slimline card is 3½ by 8½ or 8¼ you can adjust, the length of this frame to fit that. And so here I have affixed with adhesive, and now I am just trimming out the insides. You can leave this frame in and, make a 2-panel shaker card if you'd like. That would be cute. And I have stamped and colored my images off camera using my ohuhu markers, alcohol markers. I've die cut just using turquoise cardstock scrap, one part or one side of the frame, and then I've cut that down to about a 2-inch strip, and we'll place that on the front of the panel to cover up the separations, the areas that were not connected. I affixed my acetate panel to my frame using double-sided tape. I'm adding my foam tape to the back, and I usually start with both of my short sides first and then bring in my longer sides, and I'm making sure to meet those corners so that nothing escapes out of the side. I'm applying my anti-static powder bag. One of my subscribers reminded me to use that when I am making my shaker card, so I'm trying to make a conscious effort to do so. I've partially removed the release paper from my foam tape and adding some Magic Mints sequins by Studio Katia and some chunky glitter by Moxie. Then I added my second acetate panel to cover all of the goodies. Seems I didn't have my camera on to record that. Sorry. Here I'm using Hero Art's Intense Black ink to stamp my sentiment, "You're hula amazing." I'm going to die cut that off camera using a die from January 2021 Pink and Main card kit. I've applied 1/4-inch double-sided tape to the back of my shaker panel, and we'll go ahead and partially release that and place my back panel onto that shaker element panel. Using the dual asset technique to make your shaker element just makes it easier to affix that back panel. Now I'm affixing my sentiment to the top of the shaker panel. I've added more double-sided tape to the back of my shaker element and am placing that directly on my 110-pound cardstock. Lovely. It shakes beautifully, and we'll call this shaker done. On to card number 2. And here off camera, I have made another shaker card using the Hula Ladies and Hibiscus, and actually use some Hero Arts wood grain infinity dies. I used the larger die and then the next largest. Oh, that came out so beautifully. And this sequins is actually chunky glitter, Moxie chunky glitter, but also Pink and Main's sequins from their January kit. I had some left over and decided to use it up. So I think that came out beautifully. And I made another A2 card using the Aloha sentiment, some birds from a prior kit. I used the sand embossing powder, could not wait to use that. And another one of the wood grain frames in coral, the coral paper that came in the kit. And then this is the turquoise paper that came in the kit. And so basically, there are my two A2 cards that I also made. Now let's take a closer look at all of the cards I made in today's video. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. Until next time, good day, friends.